Good Intentions, the movie, was directed by Clint Eastwood and stars the real-life heroes of a real-life event that was almost a tragedy. On a train to Paris, some brave men thwarted a terrorist act. A guy got on the train with over 300 rounds of ammunition. He was about to start killing innocent people. And these guys worked together to take this guy down, and they succeeded. They were heroes. It was all over the news. And Eastwood has made the interesting choice of actually casting the real-life people for these roles. Now, there's no doubt at all, these guys are heroes. They're incredibly brave. What they did was monumentally important. I mean, just a few weeks later, Spencer Stone survived multiple stab wounds from someone completely unrelated to this event. He's like a specimen human. You can't hurt this guy. He's like a Terminator. But putting them in a movie directed by Clint Eastwood, released in theaters nationwide, is a different story and not the best idea. Now, it's also the easiest thing to pinpoint as a problem with this movie, and there are a lot of them. So we're not going to talk quite yet about the acting because that's just the most simple thing to talk about. The real issue here is a horrendously boring story. The important event in question where they did take care of this terrorist is very brief, and so to tell a compelling story and make us care, they have chosen to basically cover the bases of their lives all the way back to elementary school, and we see them when they're young and they first become friends, and we witness their training in the different branches they have chosen, and we get to understand what formed them into the type of people that would make a split-second choice like that on that train to save all of those lives. This is all understandable. These are the kind of things you would expect to see in a movie like this. But it's all done in such a dull fashion, where the entire film's emotional weight is so muted that I just didn't really care about the events they were portraying, even though I was looking at the real people. Even though this is already one of Eastwood's shortest films, you can feel them straining to figure out what to do with the story. There's like a 5-minute Skype conversation with these guys where they talk about going on this vacation. The vacation itself is one of the most boring cinematic experiences I've had in the past few years. They go to a party, they try gelato, they lollygag on a boat with a girl, they talk to some guy in a bar. It's just this endless string of selfie taking and tourism activities. And you just watch it thinking to yourself, what is this doing for the story? Are we just supposed to feel their lives and experience their lives, even in the smallest minutia elements of them? If that was the goal, then I understand that, but it really does not come across in a compelling way, even remotely. So let's get into the acting. It's not very good. And these are not classically trained actors, and so that's not a surprise. A lot of the blame here should be placed on Eastwood's shoulders, because it's not just the real-life heroes who aren't giving very good performances. The children early on in the film also don't, and one of them I've seen in other movies, Wonder, for instance, and he was good in Wonder. A lot of this has to do with Eastwood's approach to directing. He has a very easy approach, very just move along and get the shots. He doesn't even like to call action. He likes to say, you go ahead, and stuff like that instead of action. He's known for his very calming sets and his easygoing rapport with actors, and that's all very good, but when you have people who've never really acted before, that's not good. A lot of these performances feel like the type of work I got out of myself and my friends when we were teenagers making movies. You can feel when they know the scene's over. Like the last line they say feels like, okay, we're done now, and they walk off frame, or the scene ends, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, they knew they were done. That was the last line. There's no natural flow of dialogue. It feels like a very rehearsed series of events, which all films are a rehearsed series of events. But the magic in movies is when they don't feel like that. That's movie magic. You watch a planned event that somehow feels spontaneous, and this entire film feels coordinated in the worst way. The biggest issue I have with this really has nothing to do with the fact that I watched a movie with some pretty bad acting. I feel like it's embarrassing for these guys. I feel like they deserve better than this, because now there's just going to be a lot of people dissecting their performances when that should not be something they have to deal with. They've already done something incredibly heroic. They're all very brave, and we shouldn't really be sitting here wondering if they're going to be great in a movie directed by Clint Eastwood. That's just kind of strange to me. But here we are. I paid for a ticket and I went and saw it, and now I'm talking about their performances. Unfortunately, I found this to be one of Clint Eastwood's worst films. I thought the emotion was very fake. The actual event on the train had some tense moments, but the way it's edited, interspliced throughout the film, cutting back to their childhood or to their adult lives, was very awkward. And I guess that's really the best word to describe this entire film. Awkward. I'm going to give the 1517 to Paris a D. This film reminded me of Act of Valor. Do you remember that movie where they had real Navy SEALs portraying Navy SEALs in a film? Sure, they got all of the technical stuff correct, and nobody knows how to play them better than them. But as a film, as a piece of entertainment, that was probably not the best idea. Same with this movie. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. If you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.